Group 5, and this is our Field Study 1 educational video for our first shift. We are here to elaborate the 6 learning episodes under the learner's development and environment.
Episode 1, The School as a Learning Environment. This episode teaches us to be competent in determining school environment that provides social, psychological, and physical environment of learning. The peace concept in focus is building friendship.
In order to create classroom environment that promotes learning, certain things must be done. As a future educator, classrooms that are conducive to learning can be achieved by making sure that classrooms is clean in order to keep them appealing in the eyes of students. Classroom facilities such as wall displays, learning materials, desks, tables, and so on must also be well organized and well established. Thus, all these things must be accessible in all manner as it provides students assistance and so much knowledge for better learning.
Episode 2, The Learner's Characteristics and Needs. This episode teaches us to provide proficiency in differentiating characteristics and needs of learners from various developmental levels. The competencies in this episode are differentiating learners of varied characteristics and needs, and the piece in focus is valuing diversity.
The classroom has indeed changed. Teachers of today face the challenge of reaching new type of learners who has different mixture of social expectations, learning characteristics, and needs than the students in previous generations. We have learned that acknowledgement and appreciation of effort is important. Equality or fairness in class must prevail. Teachers must be concerned not just a few but all students, as well as encouragement must be present at all times.
Episode 3, Classroom Management and Learning. This episode teaches us to have an ability in managing time based on the resources of students. Also, it will help us to gain competence in managing time, space, and resources to provide an environment appropriate for learners and conducive for learning. The peace concept in focus is inclusivity.
As we all know, inclusivity is the practice of providing access to opportunities and resources to a diverse mix of individuals. It's about treating all learners fairly and equally despite their individual differences. So as a teacher, it is important to establish a learning environment that is inclusive in nature, to ensure all children can actively participate in the daily routines and activities, feel respected and feel a sense of belongingness, acquire meaningful learning experiences, and eventually succeed in their early childhood education.
Differences and learners' interaction that focus on differences in gender, racial, and religious background. This episode teaches us to gain competence in determining, understanding, and accepting the learner's diverse background. This helps us to recognize the multicultural backgrounds of learners when providing school activities. So, in this learning episode, the piece in focus is sameness in differences.
Children are unique individuals. Due to their individuality, their potential, skills, and abilities vary. In any school, there are a mix of fast learners and slow learners. To prevent slow learners from falling behind and rapid learners from getting bored, they should be taken into account and activities should be arranged accordingly. Consequently, it is a teacher's calling to serve a broad number of students and aid them in accepting changes in this fast-paced world. Thus, in educational institutions, it takes a great teacher to make a difference in education, and the power of education makes a difference in the lives of diverse learners.
Episode 5: Individual Differences and Learners' Interaction. It focuses on the different levels of abilities. This episode teaches to gain competence in determining approaches and techniques considering the learner's different levels of abilities and in relating to the learner's background to their performance in the classroom. This piece concept in focus is unity in diversity.
Learners have different levels of abilities. Some are fast learners that can easily understand the lesson, while others are having hard time realizing the point of the question. But these learners will develop holistically if teachers will integrate appropriate learning instructions. Teachers must encourage instead of discouraging learners who are in slow-paced thinking. If teachers are approachable and humble themselves down before the students, the learners will then be able to feel safe, secure, and fair amidst their uniqueness and diversity.
The learning episode 6 is homeschooling. This episode teaches us to gain proficiency in identifying and describing the influencing factors of the whole environment that gives back students' learning. It reflects on the impact of home and family learning. The piece concept and focus of this episode is interdependence and cooperation.
Homeschool Link is about developing good relationship between teachers and parents, in which they respect one another and feel comfortable when communicating. This relationship is centered around the child's welfare and development. There are many benefits for everyone. The child who feel more supported, you'll see improvements in academic performance and development. Parents are more likely to actively promote their child's learning at home. Teachers are more likely to be able to help resolve problems. The attitude, behavior, and attendance will improve, and the school relationship with the community will be enhanced.
First shift accomplished.
Once again, this is Group 5.